Welcome to the Grim Tapes, where real horrors are never just stories, they're warnings. Tonight, we bring you one of the most chilling and controversial cases in paranormal history. A chair. Simple, wooden, worn by time. But behind its creaking frame lies a tale of possession, death, and a curse that follows those who dare to sit in it. This is the real story of the Devil's Rocking Chair, a haunting that even Ed and Lorraine Warren feared. So dim your lights, silence your phone, and lean in, because tonight, the chair might not be the only thing rocking. 1. The origins of the chair. The Devil's Rocking Chair's story begins in the small town of Brookfield, Connecticut. It was 1980 when the Glatzel family brought the chair into their home. The chair originally belonged to David Glatzel's grandfather and had been passed down through generations. But it wasn't until David, an 11-year-old boy, began experiencing terrifying visions and violent episodes that the chair's dark legacy began to emerge. David would claim the chair moved on its own, creaking without anyone sitting in it, and that a demonic presence would appear every time he sat in it. At first, the family thought it was night terrors. But things escalated quickly. Furniture would shift. Growls were heard in the night. David would wake up with scratches on his body. And the rocking chair? Always in motion. This was just the beginning. 2. The Exorcism and the Warrens. Desperate, the Glatzels reached out to Ed and Lorraine Warren, the renowned paranormal investigators. When the Warrens arrived, they immediately felt an oppressive presence. Lorraine claimed to see a dark figure standing behind the chair. A priest was brought in. Over the next few days, a series of exorcisms were performed. David would levitate. He would speak in voices not his own. He would describe places and events he couldn't possibly know. Each time the exorcism began, the chair would rock violently, even when empty. Lorraine later stated that the Devil's Rocking Chair was one of the most active and disturbing objects she had ever encountered. But things were about to get worse. 3. The possession of Arne Cheyenne Johnson. Arne Cheyenne Johnson was the boyfriend of David's sister. He was present during many of the exorcism sessions and, at one point, is said to have challenged the demon to leave David and enter him instead. Not long after, Arne's behavior began to change. He became withdrawn, erratic, and aggressive. Then, on February 16, 1981, Arne stabbed his landlord to death. His defense? Not guilty by reason of demonic possession. It was the first, and only, time in U.S. history that such a defense was used in court. The Warrens testified. So did priests. But the court wasn't convinced. Arne was convicted of manslaughter. He served 5 years. The chair was placed into storage, but its legend continued to grow. 4. Paranormal activity after the trial. The Devil's Rocking Chair didn't just fade into obscurity. Those who came into contact with it reported terrifying experiences. Sudden illnesses. Nightmares. Seeing shadow figures. Objects moving. The family refused to have it in their home. The Warrens eventually placed it in their occult museum, behind glass. Even then, visitors claimed they felt watched. Some fainted just standing near it. One woman reportedly began screaming uncontrollably the moment she saw it. Some say the demon tied to the chair was never exorcised, just contained. But for how long? 5. The museum, the curse, and current ownership. The Warrens Occult Museum has since closed to the public, but the Devil's Rocking Chair was auctioned in 2019. Zach Bagans, host of Ghost Adventures, purchased it and placed it in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Within weeks, multiple staff members quit. Guests reported feeling sick. One woman claimed she was scratched while looking at it. The exhibit had to be closed temporarily. Zach himself said it was one of the few objects that genuinely unnerved him, and that's saying something. Is the chair truly cursed? Or is it just an old piece of furniture wrapped in fear and myth? That's for you to decide. 6. What do you think? Now we turn it over to you. Do you believe a simple chair can hold a demonic presence? Was Arne Johnson truly possessed, or was it a convenient defense? Would you ever sit in the devil's rocking chair if given the chance? And most importantly, if you saw that chair rocking by itself, would you stay, or would you run? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. And if you've ever had a haunted object in your life, tell us. Your story might just end up in a future episode of the Grim Tapes. If this story chilled you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Grim Tapes. We dig up the darkest stories so you don't have to. New videos drop every week. And remember, some chairs aren't made for comfort. They're made for fear. This was the Grim Tapes. And we'll see you in the next one. If you come back.